Okay, so what we're gonna cook today is an Indian recipe.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
you are Indian.
Yes, yes.
Okay, and I don't know that everybody knows that, but I find that wherever I go and I see Indian people at the supermarket, on the street, everyone's like, you know Kamala Harris is Indian, right? It's like the thing we're so excited about to have you running for president.
Yeah.
So we're both Indian,
Yes.
but actually we're both South Indian.
Yes. You look like the entire one half of my family.
Okay, thank you.
You do.
I've been telling people
You
we're
do.
related already,
Yeah.
so this is perfect. It's basically true.
All right, y'all, we are back with another video. And before we start, please put prayers for Donald Trump in the comment section. We must protect President Trump at all times. Now, it brings me to this video where Judge Joe Brown absolutely goes off on Kamala Harris. He exposed almost everything about Kamala Harris, all her lies. And this right here is a video that Kamala Harris did not want Donald Trump to see, especially before the election. Judge Joe Brown was not playing around. He came with the receipts and he can bag it up. So like I said, make sure y'all please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. That way you can stay up to date with everything that's going on. I will leave the original video in the description. That way y'all can go watch the entire video yourself if you like to. And without further ado, let's go ahead and dive straight into this because we know Kamala Harris ain't been doing nothing but lying. She's trying to play like she's black, to pander to black people when she knows she's Indian. She putting on this fake accent and all type of stuff. And she have been exposed. So without further ado, y'all, let's go ahead and dive straight into this.
How you feel about Trump calling Kamala Harris a bum?
She is. She's one of those career prosecutors that suffers from character deficits. She's one of these people that has absolutely no connection with what is going on. She wasn't a student at a time when there were opportunities, but she could have made some to go out and made a difference in her community that she claims, but she didn't. And her claim is a false one. So I don't appreciate her taking advantage of the situation. I think it is unfair to the people who she is making a false claim of identity with. And it also is not fair to the people she ought to be identifying with. See, we have a lot of Indians that have immigrated into the United States. They're fine people, but they've got one big problem, that is the transplantation of untouchability into America. That's the caste system. You may have somebody that's a multimillionaire that owns the company and the office building, and if he comes from the untouchable caste and somebody who's Indian does not, brushes up against the boss coming out of a conference, they have to go through a purification ritual. That kind of nonsense needs to have no place in the United States of America. So she's a Hindu, but yet she has done absolutely nothing to better the condition of the many Hindu or Sikh or other people from India, the Tamil Brahmin caste, whatever. She's done absolutely nothing to make their condition better here in the United States except to grin about it.
That's it.
So she's not doing anything for us. She was essentially in California the #1 enemy for young black folk. So what has she done? And why should I emulate her or support her when on an objective basis, and I took a checklist, how many people did you help out? How many people did you condemn when you had the opportunity to deliver justice and equity? How many did you do? How many did you do the opposite with? Got a whole lot. Oh, man. How many people on a certain side did you help exploit people? All of these folk that got jacked up with those crooked mortgages, who lost their homes, you didn't do a damn thing to help them out.
Nope.
You helped out the fat cats who were ripping them off, Soros and Mnuchin. You didn't help out my 3 neighbors who were losing their property. You didn't help out the other people who were in jeopardy of losing their property or got caught up in a trick bag that other counties should return 5,200 indictment counts trying to protect them. You dismissed them, so somebody that's raising money for your political ambitions gets to sell the company for $4.2 billion. I could go on. I'll give you another illustration. It's kind of funny. What do they call somebody black mixed with somebody white?
Black.
Yeah. If somebody is black mixed with somebody that's Chinese, what do they call them?
Black.
Somebody's mixed with somebody that's Indian, what do they call them? Meaning Hindu type Indian.
They call them black.
But her people acknowledge she's a Hindu. So how do you beat the rule if you have the rule applied to you? That's because she's not. She's a fake.
Exactly. A
So
fake.
what are you protecting? See, that's the question. And I'm not dissing AKAs. My own mother was an AKA. She pledged 1934. She's ivy behind the wall. She's been dead for a while. Loyal AKA for years, decades. I'm not bad-mouthing them, but I got a license to make a comment about it. It's like, you see, when somebody's down and has a poor or negative self-concept or perception, they'll seize on anything to make themselves look better. You can even take connection. Look at what was happening in Germany in the 1920s and 1930s. Germany only became a country in the 1870s. So they weren't even 50 years old in the 1920s. That's within the lifetime of a lot of people who weren't even as old as I am now, where Germany had become a country. You had had a lot of pride. You just got your behind whipped in World War I, and you needed a scapegoat. You wanted something to identify with. Somebody started telling you about your glorious heritage, and you were dealt with as descendants of kings and queens. Sound familiar? Who ruled things, and they were blonde-haired, blue-eyed supermen, Aryans from the far north. Well, the problem is Aryans do exist. They're technically in anthropology known as Indo-Aryans, but they look like Kamala and her daddy, and they come from India. And they did have something to do with Germany.
Boy, Judge O'Brien is exposing the mess out of Kamala Harris, just like I knew he would. I mean, you know, Judge O'Brien do not hold back at all. He's going to tell you everything about Kamala Harris. When I say everything, he going to tell you everything, because this woman is a phony. She's a fake. She's trying to use black people to get their votes. You see what she just did at her last rally, bringing on a female rapper, Megan Thee Stallion, to come and twerk at a political rally. So you telling me she's pandering to the black people, pandering by bringing on Megan Thee Stallion, have her twerking like it's a concert or a club or something like that. That's a political rally, and you got a female twerking. I mean, come on. I've said this plenty of times. I said if Donald Trump would allow something like that, they'll be ripping Donald Trump on CNN, MSNBC. They'll be talking about it. But since Kamala Harris did it, you don't see MSNBC, CNN, ABC. You don't see none of them making videos about it, talking about it. But if it had been Donald Trump, I guarantee you that title would be like, Donald Trump allowed a female rapper to work on stage at his rally. Oh, boy, the headlines would be crazy right now if that was Donald Trump. But now we get to the point where now she's trying to act like she's black. When she get on the phone with a black person, she try to talk like a black person. I mean, come on, man. The woman is Indian, and she's faking to get votes. She's lying to the people for votes. That's the only thing she care about is votes. I mean, I can't say anybody can vote for Kamala Harris, and all she's doing is just lying. Literally lying.
But you see, you told a lie and people seized on it. If you listen to some of the woke folk, particularly black ones, they have shall we say, a revision of history to make identifications with certain groups that they think give them status. You know what I'm talking about, some of the things that are out there. That's the same thing they did with the Germans in the 1920s and 1930s. So what goes on when you do this, there is a tendency, black females particularly show this, to seize on something they can identify with, to give themselves a false pride. They already have enough to be proud of if they actualize their own potential. But they have not been raised, acculturated, and socialized to think that way. So you have to give them something that has the semblance of respectability that they can identify with. So they identify with Kamala Harris as a successful black woman. But Kamala Harris didn't particularly go to the first-class undergrad school. The law school was the same. It wasn't like she busted her ass in all of these jury trials and she did what Johnny Cochran did back in the 60s when he was working at the DA's office and then when he got in private practice. It wasn't like she made these landmark cases, took these civil rights things up and made history with them. It wasn't like that. She screwed her way to the top through a series of paramours who helped her out. Anybody can do that. So you've got this subconscious thing by the black woman saying, I could do that, but on the other hand, I want to ignore that, and I want to say she got there by grace of her accomplishments. No, she has none. But you see, it's something to identify with. A sister got to be vice president of the United States. I'm black and I'm proud. Well, she's not black. She's not being proud of what you got conned. So why don't you just say, I just need to work hard and I will be able to look in the mirror and I don't need a Kamala Harris. I can look at myself and say, I'm that person.
There you go.
I'm that entity. I'm that kind of hero or heroine, see.
There you go right there, boy. Shout out to Judge Joe Brown, man. He always does a great job in his interviews. Salute to him. Like I said, the original video will be in the description. But as y'all can see, he literally just exposed Kamala Harris, man. You know, he's Judge Joe Brown saying he don't want females, like black females going around saying, hey, I want to be like Kamala Harris. And she's not even black. You remember she said some disrespectful stuff about us before, about black people. And now since she need our vote, now she want to pander. She want to bring on rappers and stuff like that. She want to bring on female rappers to twerk on stage. She want to try to start talking black all of a sudden. And then you can see her in the clip saying, agreeing that she's Indian. The clip is everywhere, her saying that she's Indian. But then she get on the phone with a black person, girl, I'm out here in these streets, girl, trying to talk black. It is just fake. And I can't see how anybody can fall for that crap. How can anybody fall for that and knowing this woman is a fake? She's lying to get votes. She didn't show up to debate Donald Trump. Why? Because she was scared after calling Donald Trump out saying, I told Donald Trump I wanted to debate him, but he backed off. He's scared of me. So Donald Trump show up to this event in front of a black audience and Kamala get the invite and she said no. But she's going around saying that Donald Trump is scared to debate her though. How is Donald Trump scared to debate you? And then when you get offered to be in the same room as him, you say no. I told you this woman is a fake, but you don't see CNN, MSNBC, ABC. You don't see none of them talking about Kamala Harris not showing up to their event. They're just trying to put it on. Oh, well, Donald Trump disrespected the anchor. How did Donald Trump disrespect the ABC anchor when the woman started off with disrespect? Wasn't even a question. oh, Donald, what you think about when you call black folks animals and you said this about Barack Obama and you said this about Nikki Haley. I mean, the woman started off lying. She want to go about what Donald Trump said about somebody, but she ain't gonna say what they said about him, calling him Hitler and he's a threat to democracy. I mean, just all type of names. But she want to run to what Donald Trump, I guess, apparently supposed to have been called somebody. Just don't make sense at all. I can't say how anybody can vote for Kamala Harris. I really can't see it at all. If you want to make America great again, we must elect President Trump. So like I said, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments section. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Once again, salute to Judge Joe Brown, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.